Thank you, Elliot. Okay, everybody, Shabbat Shalom. So a week from tomorrow night, we will be gathering for the first Seder. Just as it was different, very different last year, it'll probably be at least a little bit different for most of us this year. Near the start of the Seder, when we first reveal the Matzah, we declare, Ha lachma anya, this is the bread of affliction. And we end that brief passage talking about Matzah with a somewhat enigmatic statement. We say, now we are here. Next year we will be in the land of Israel. This year we are slaves. Next year we will be free people. The passage asks us to think about the present, our present moment. Now we are here. But where exactly is here? Where are we? I invite all of us to think of this idea of thinking about the present, thinking about where we are through a pandemic lens. We are here. We are alive, but we are still battling a deadly virus that has killed millions of people worldwide. The passage read, this year we are slaves. Slaves have limited freedom of movement, as do we. The right to gather is a hallmark of freedom, of liberty, yet our ability to do so is still restricted. But I also ask us to think about where we were just a year ago, how much has happened, how far we've come. Compared to 2020, we have much more freedom now, thank God. And because we are now wiser, because we will remember what we have endured, in 2022, we will be even freer. If nothing else, coronavirus reminds us that time is a precious gift. The Ha lachma anya passage reads, this year we are slaves, next year we are free people. And so I think tonight, as Pesach approaches in just about a week, we should think about toward what goals should we strive from this Passover to the next. And so I've been thinking about freedom, the concept of freedom, and I want to share something that Rabbi Jonathan Sachs wrote in his Haggadah. He wrote that there are two words for freedom in Hebrew. There's chofesh and there is cherut. Chofesh is freedom from, but cherut is freedom to. Chofesh is what a slave acquires when he is finally liberated from being subject from someone's will. But this kind of liberty is not enough to create a just and fair society. A world in which everyone is free to do what he or she likes begins in anarchy and ends in tyranny. And that is why chofesh is only the beginning of freedom. It is not its ultimate destination. Cherut is a different kind of freedom. It is a collective freedom, a society in which my freedom respects yours. A free society is always a moral achievement. It rests on self-restraint and regard for others. The ultimate aim of the Torah is to fashion a society on the foundations of justice and compassion, both of which depend on recognizing the sovereignty of God and the integrity of creation. And so, at the end of this passage of Ha lachma anya, we say, next year may we be b'nei chorin, invoking the concept of cherut, the kind of freedom that cherut is, not chofesh. We hope to be b'nei chorin. This is a statement of aspiration. May we be free in a way that honors the freedom of everyone. That's the kind of ideal society towards which we are supposed to strive from one Passover to the next. During these last 12 months, we have not only seen how fragile our health is, how stressed our healthcare system is. But the pandemic has also exposed other fissures in our society, things that we've known are there, but that have increased, including a very troubling rise of hate, anti-Semitism, racism against African Americans, and this week, another reminder of violence and hate impacting the Asian American community. So at our Seders next week, when we say, next year may we be free people, may we be B'nai Chorin, we should think of that in the broadest sense of Cherut, that we must be free in ways that honor the freedom of every human being. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may we strive to create that kind of world starting this Passover. Thank you. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.